Всем привет, мы в Пустоше Охотника. Пошли посмотрим, что нас там ждет. Погнали.
We'll see who'll end up beneath those boots.
Is that what you call those thimbles on your toesies?
Comrade, did you hear that? It sounds like these Immaculates are at odds with the... I'll keep a sharp eye out for anything we could use to nudge these factions closer to chaos. If we... Nothing'd please me more than seeing Hunter's Edge cleared of the scum that destroyed it. I may not be able to undo the past, but together, we can dole out justice for those who've suffered.
Frog-skin one of you?
Then why not stand up and face me, boy? One on one.
They're keeping the peace for now. Chief's orders. That other tusk's yours to keep in the meantime.
That's so. Y'all can't stand the thought of his old tribe getting ripped to shreds, can he? Poor fellow. Living in fear under the great Quatilda's boot.
Go on then, Frog-skin. We'll see who'll end up beneath those boots.
Is that what you call those thimbles on your toesies?
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
So many of these skulls are so delectably modeled. I can hardly tell which one of them would suit. Look here! Look at you! How I admire one whose head is lodged so firmly upon their shoulders, like a spire that rests upon the breadth of its... Not I, alas. I fare not so. For I may replace my battered cranium as jauntily as a wizard may. Why make a permanent choice? Why not cater to the occasion as called for? And so I ask, where are you, O ephemeral soul? If in a tooth you may be pulled, if in an arm you may be broken, where are... As have we all. Townsfolk would sit on these benches and talk about their... Now their mouths neither talk nor snigger any longer. Surely you jest when you question this question's importance. Say, if I play the part of the aforementioned wizard, and swap its rugged lineament, yes. Who is I, then? Were I sure you... Oh, I...
If you had a soul, you lost it the instant you died, buddy. Now you're nothing but a soulless...
Indeed, you have become an unnatural shadow of your...
Your words cut like razors, but you are right. I am a ghoul. I am a Travis. To dust.
He talked himself into oblivion.
I think it was we who talked him into oblivion, actually.
And their daughter, employed by the wizard to keep his home. They spent many long hours squashing fleas that... If you come to this village to help and not to harm, you might be able to save those 3 kind souls from the orcs that have invaded. A kind but private man he is. He set up his home here several years ago. The dark invaders seem very interested in him indeed. They've been skulking around and would that an invasion were all. They destroyed each life they took, infused their strange stones with power. Their queen glowed with... The human tribe came shortly after. They had their own supply of the glowing stones, and the orc queen took... They've survived this carnage so far by concealing themselves most cleverly. I've done my best to guard their hiding place from the slime-bellied rats attempting to sniff them out. Savages by savages employed. The orcs have one among them. The rat catcher, they call him, who claims to have trained rats to do his bidding. They've But you're not like the brutes inside those walls. No, You approached me with hand, not boot, outstretched. They must be squashed, every last one of them. I've done my best so far, but there are simply too many for one.
I say you're so stupid you came from the belt and your pops while you were squatting over the latrine. It's all mother pops. The humans
The dog looks up at you with misery-ridden eyes. Its tail doesn't wag, and when it tries to bark or speak, only silence. The dog hangs its head, then looks north. Filled with fury, it barks noiselessly in the direction. The dog looks up at you. The dog hangs.
Sodden all the way to my boot soles! Soaked to the skin!
I prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
finally! Shut your mouth and go get some wine, why don't you? Now for the turn card. Ace of hearts.
That we may live.
2 o'clock.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Finally, this is all so
Soaked to the skin.
What about that one? Look how it skulks around. Neither orc nor enlightened. I'll bet no one would even notice if it disappeared.
Another word about it. Only the guilty come to these gallows.
Rare's the innocent in these trying times, brother. I'll take the blood, and you take the body. A fair deal, isn't it?
Even vermin leave behind a worthy scrap or two.
That one's worth 10 coins for
Fellas?
sure.
Look,
Too rich for my blood. I fold.
What do you
reason, see those cards.
No, go screw yourself with a rusty mace, why don't you?
Arcane texts of every kind. Get them before they turn to ash.
Nice undercard.
You make them go away.
Let's have another round of all the cards.
Need a drink and a breather.
I'll win
We'll
this
have
one.
'em back.
Goddess is with me.
By order of the All
Shine. And back to me. I'm gonna call it, lads. Now for the flop. King of clubs. 3 of even the old man.
Get them before they turn to ash.
Potent heat.
What a deluge!
I prefer to drown my sorrows in ale.
Vermin could harbour such use.
Well, by the boot soles of Burl Boonhammer, what have we?
Another human in Hunter's Edge. State your business, whelp.
Ale immaculate. By the sickle of Tyr Gut Gouger, I'm glad to see another human face here.
If you fancy keeping that human face of yours, I wouldn't take my cues from the chief of the mountain apes. I may have sworn to refrain.
Regular ray of sunshine, ain't she? Don't let her manners fool you, though. Her disposition may be dark, but her wit is bright. Believe me when I tell you that she's plotting against us as we speak, and would have long given the order to spill our blood, but by the shield of the Stormbringer she'll not outfox the sworn brothers of Tanneroth. And I sincerely hope she won't outfox the likes of you either. You belong to the Silverglen tribe. Yes, an outsider not as yet distrusted by the orcs is exactly what I need in the matter of the missing bloodstones and the matter of the wizard's house. But let's talk in my headquarters over yonder. Well, by the boot soles of Burl Boonham.
Another human in Hunter's Edge.
Hail, Immaculate. But
if you fancy...
May your sword never sully, and your shield never shatter. The Bloodstones are the reason we came here in the first place. The conduit has need of starstones imbued with human blood. Both the Brotherhood and the Orcs were given their share of stones, and we filled them to the brim with blood, then stored them for the conduit to... Last night, though, someone raided this very building and disappeared with our stones. They were being guarded by Garrick Giantbane, a son of the mountain. The Orcs stole the stones. Of that I'm certain. Gratilda is hatching some plan, and well, that is why I ask of you to find proof. Proof that it was an Orc that did the deed. Once I have it, I have a reason to... I am Jarl Woodok's son, father among brothers, son of... Our lives are devoted to the hunt. Every town and gods we have plenty. Of war, of death, and of victory. But now, a goddess we have too. The conduit asked us to do what we do best. Invade and destroy. She set us... We didn't know Grutilda's dogs had beat us there by a half day. But no matter. There was still plenty of strays to be caught and bled, but... Now we're here waiting for further orders from the conduit herself. She's gone into the Phantom Forest nearby. But we expect to hear from her shortly.
All the best ale. Well, that's no reason to keep ignoring me. No, go screw yourselves with a rusty mace, why don't you?
Now for the turn card.
Why, you may ask. Why hate them when you and them are so alike? I hate them because we are alike. I hate them because I know ours is a hate they reciprocate with blazing fury. Like two dragons are we that must... So it is with the Sworn of Tanneroth, and so it is with the Orcs of the Wild. Wonder Gratilda is worshipped like a goddess by her troops, and she rules like a deity too. The conduit was wise to go to the Orcs with promises of allegiance, for they are a force that few in Riverlon can withstand. She needn't fear them, of course. The conduit is constructing an army of warriors even the Orcs behold with dread. But it is we brothers of the mountains that may have to bear. Gratilda knows the pack was never meant to last. She understands, she knows, and she's plotting her revenge. I can see it in those feral eyes, and with the spine breaker at her side. It's a terrible nightmare she's concocted. Aye, an orc so vile it has taken rats for pets. Nevertheless, it's my belief that unlike the other males among the orcs, he's no fool. He's just... We would merely kill him. That rat lover on the other hand. Where we go, death is the horror that looms behind us. Gratilda's hulking horrible dog. Built like a brick house and with a mind as black as pitch. There's no indignity he wouldn't Gratilda stores him above the tavern and sends him playthings one at a time.
Gratilda, I wasn't so sure she'd bite me head off after we'd done.
Check. Check. Let's see that last bloody card.
Fine, I'll check it.
The deal is this. When we attacked Hunter's Edge, we and the Orcs had the village completely surrounded to ensure no one could escape. The wizard and his servants eluded us, but we know that the servants at least are still out. My men have been searching the village non-stop, and the Orcs have put their rat herder on the... An Orc torturer, courtesy of Grutilda, has been trying to find out where the servants are hiding, but has no finesse whatsoever, and almost instantly kills his victims. We've offered to do it for him, but Gratilda remains adamant he's the best of the best. Maybe you'd have better luck, though, if you're up for a spot of torture.
Итак, орки ненавидят их. Они ненавидят орков. У них украл кто-то, кровавики украл. Ну, понятное дело, что Ярл думает на орков, а орки, наверное, думают на него. Пифия заключила между ними союз, но они друг другу не доверяют. И ждут только момента, чтобы друг на друга напасть. Это раз. А во-вторых, они ищут 3 каких-то беженцев людей, которые где-то спрятались. У орков есть крысолов, который своих крыс отправил искать. А еще маньяк-сын Арчихи на 2-м этаже таверны. Вот пока и все. Будем разбираться.
Conduit's orders. Best not to get on her bad side. You know that.
This wizard must be Zandalor. Thankfully, these bloodthirsty brutes haven't found him.
Let's hope we catch up with him before they do.
Tell her to stay in the warehouse. Tell the old mother you... Only matters who's got the right mind and who hasn't. Bloody Frogskin thinks he's the king of the world because of his bloody boast. I'll bloody well show him. What's that, brother? None of your damn business.
Thirst does so magnify one's craving for gold.
I'm just fine, sir man. And you? Poor little toys. Poor, quiet toys. Oh, hello, funny lady. Sit! Hey, new toys! But where's Mum?
Something's wrong. This is the monster who killed all those villagers? You want me to, but this can't be right. The orc I remember, he was evil. A sadistic
Hello? I remember you. We used to be friends, didn't we? Yeah, we were great friends. We played all the...
This isn't right. I'm gonna...
It's all right, Medora. We're here together.
Sorry, pretty toy. Oh, please don't shout, Mum. Oh, the best mum in the whole wide world. Usually, orcs like me scramble eggs. She brings me lots of toys and friends, and she showed me all the best games to play. At first, I didn't like how the toys would holler and cry when I'd make ribbons on them, or play...
Grutilda.
Ну вы поняли, какой монстряк, да?
Yeah, that's my mum's name.
Comrades, my mind's racing and my heart's going like a snare drum. To be here, face to face with my greatest enemy and to find that he's not at all like the villain I'd worked up in my mind. I've hated him with every drop of blood in these veins. But now I find he's as simple as a child, and all around us. More victims. And you, comrade, time and again you show me
Это Мадер, которого искал чувак, который всех убивал.
You face the impossibly cruel or weak, and you often... Still, I cannot forgive this monster. He may well be confused, and he may have been...
Are you mad at me?
Малыша замочили.
They didn't spare a soul.
None that couldn't serve them whiskey, anyway.
Murdered in their beds.
At least they didn't suffer. The villagers left to the Orc Queen suffered far worse fates.
Toasty!
I've got my eye.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Don't talk to the small birds, brother. My augurs, anything and everything left behind by vermin after we've exterminated them. And I must say, some of these roaches have mighty fine taste. The All-Mother chooses first from among the spoils, and the rest she grants to us to use or turn to profit.
I'm going to call that hand.
Did someone leave another
Even
door
vermin
open?
leave behind a worthy skin in the market for some premium gear, are ya? Anything and everything left behind by vermin after we've exterminated them. And I must say, some of these roaches have mighty fine taste. The All-Mother chooses first from us.
15 gold.
Too rich for my blood. I'm full.
Like a discreet sort. Let's see it on card.
Need them and weep you.
Toasty!
This board is killing me so slowly. I wish it came with a knife. And I do her too if I wasn't so sure she'd bite me head off after we're done.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Read the cards.
I'll win this one. The goddess is with me. I can feel it.
Who knew
This is taking bloody ages. I need a drink and a breather.
Right, you round.
Listen, fellas, you got room for one more, don't you? Fellas?
Good
Look,
car.
I know I drank all the best ale.
I could do with a
That's
cold
no reason
drink.
to keep ignoring lads. No,
Now
go
for the
screw
slot.
yourselves with the rusty mace, why don't you?
Jack a diamond. Finally.
I picked him for a dry shirt.
I've spotted something.
If I find the orc tubber lad that did this, I'm feeding him his own nethers. Nice to see a fresh face that ain't green as troll snot. Best make yourself known to Jarl if you haven't yet.
I'm dripping.
Someone's there.
Is it against Orcish custom to take a dip in the river now and then? You smell like a wounded hog.
It's no surprise a dainty thing like you can't handle a bit of musk. Shall I run you a bubble bath, darling? Lace it with rose oil, shall I?
What do you mean by... Be damned if I bother justifying my manner to a beast like you.
What's all this about your manhood, small bones? I'd like to hear more on that subject.
Your mind's as filthy as your underarms. Go suck on a sick troll's sleeping nostril, will you?
A bit of fight left in you after all. But why'd I go for a troll when I've got so many tasty humans right here in camp?
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I?
Matilda doesn't tell you a thing, does she? We're waiting to fight the...
I'd prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
Big ugly brute making me do
Alone
his dirty
again,
work.
Alfie.
I bet his skull would make
Are
a
you
lovely
daft?
goblet for
And you
Jarl's
keep that
mead.
way through. It'll be the noose for me and the rack for you. Is that what you want?
Keep what up exactly? I was only having a bit of fun.
Even a local fellow knows this place. I won't stand for it. I won't lose you over a silly joke.
Tell me how I can help it.
Let the lost
Everywhere you
die
go,
that you may
this
live.
damn bleeding heart of mine follows.
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I?
Feel the same.
lives for love,
You must
would
know
they?
how every shred of my
I've not
soul
expected to find
screams to be
foolish
near you.
ignorance among
But
hard
I've learned to keep it quiet.
Блин, и тут меньшинство, походу. Орк с этим.
Once the battle's over, love's all that's left to turn to.
I mean, the fools way about anything but pretender. And a human besides. A traitor. A freak.
Big ugly brute
It's
making me do
history's
his dirty work.
so-called
I bet
freaks
his
who
skull
mark
would
it
make a
ugly.
lovely goblet for
If we
Jarl's
can survive
mead.
this, we can survive anything.
And how long do you reckon it will be?
How
How long till
Thought
we're
you
not
said it
just
was me who
surviving,
pocketed
but
it.
living?
in the
I
second
can't
you was
say
not
for
supposed to
certain,
know
but-
what you did with the damn
but-
thing.
Darling, I do promise we'll make it out of here. Together.
If you say so.
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I?
That's the spirit. Yes. We've got to keep our hopes high. But our defenses even higher. We shouldn't leave it.
It's all mother, I'll say. The humans the one who took it.
Big ugly
I
brute
haven't got a
making
hole in
me
my
do his
pocket,
dirty
have I?
work. I bet his skull would make a lovely goblet for Jarl's mead.
Well. Thought you could get away with it, did ya? Don't look so confused, Pinky. Painting my toenails pale lilac, of course. Or does it look I'm the All-Mother's right hand? If there's something she needs done by someone she knows it's small, metal, fits in a keyhole. Help us look or shove off, will ya? I've got to find the key before the old mother finds out it's missing, or she'll carve a spare at.
Armory is missing. It could prove rather worth our time to find it.
Source hunter, scavenger hunter. For better or worse, our
I haven't got
resumes
a hole
are
in my
growing.
pocket, have I?
Big ugly brute making me do his dirty work. I bet his skull would make a lovely goblet for Jarl's mead.
Yes, or mother, I'll say.
Someone's there.
The humans do one.
It's against Orcish custom to take a dip in the river now and again. You smell like a wounded hog.
It's no surprise a dainty thing like you can't handle a bit of musk. Shall I run you a bubble? Alone again, Alfie. So why...
Are you daft? If you keep that up, we're through. It'll be the noose for me and the rack for you. Is that what you want?
Big ugly brute making me do his dirty work. I bet his skull would make a lovely goblet for Jarl's
I
mead.
haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I? Look in every cranny now. Your mother won't like to hear a human's been thieving from an orc.
You know damn well I wouldn't touch anything of yours with a 10-hand pole.
So it was Johnson to keep it missing just as you were waltzing through here? Your mother won't believe it for a moment.
To be near you. But I've learned to keep it quiet, and you've got to do the same.
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I?
This way about anyone but Matilda. And a human besides. Traitor. A freak.
It's history's so-called freaks.
While you were squatting over the
My kingdom for a dry shirt!
I need to dry off.
Human. Even the land disease. Can't come to work. I've also got the human. And it's itching like mad.
I'm drenched! Well, what's this I've spotted? This boulder looks strange. Unreal, even. This boulder looks strange. Unreal, even. I'll need to unlock this somehow.
I'd never have judged a few grimy ground dwellers, and lost ones at that, to be worth all this fuss.
Chief knows what he knows. He says, find the by the wings of Freo Fuldawn. I bet my left ear there ain't no cellar here. You there! Any cellars popping out the...
Plates and rubbish. I ain't a bleeding maid.
Ain't there something behind here?
you checked beneath these boards? Any sign of them?
None here. And no hint of that secret cellar either. Who would have thought Flatlanders would be so clever?
It's locked.
Well, keep looking. We'll rip out every board if need be. Chief's orders.
The orcs tore through this place like wild pigs.
There's nothing to find in this bleeding dump. Where could a gaggle of scared peasants get to?
Then again, I thought the same about that village's kneecap.
They're keeping the peace for now. Chief's orders. That other tusk's yours to keep in the meantime.
Is this one of them fancy scribble pages? Never did trust them myself.
Plates and rubbish. I ain't a bleeding maid. Bleeding dump.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
All the way to my boot soles.
Where could a gaggle of scared peasants get to?
Toasty.
I've got my eye on you.
Don't talk to the small bones, brother. It only makes eating them all the less pleasant later.
Maybe you do. Me? I'd like to know a bit about my act. Can't you see this bloody cup is
right
empty?
away, my good man.
You've got to the count of one to kneel before me.
Oh, a new immaculate face in town. What a pleasure to serve you. I've a deal running now. And oh, I'm nobody at all. Just the old tavern keeper. Especially with, with my wife and kids. Oh, swell, guys. Swollen as swell. Oh, you might imagine me a wee bit utterly exhausted, but I wouldn't have it any other way. After all, the soul-crushing... Well, the scenery's certainly changed in recent weeks, I'll tell you that much. Can't say why we were overcome so quickly. Can't say why so many of us were cut down over those shiny stones. Oh, but who's got time to think on the past? That way lies danger, I say. I only know that these orcs are a thirsty lot. It's my job to keep my head down, and what about it? I can't say I know a thing about the armory, but save bringing the occasional flagon to the guards there. But I've delivered a drink from barracks to bridge in the course of my work.
You've got to the count of one to kneel before me.
Oh, Eddie Fry.
You're looking rather fleshy-esque. Have you always been such a gluttonous spider?
Oh, Mother!
Lumps of flesh you have before they're snatched away from you. It could happen at any moment.
Indeed, oh, Mother! Of course, you're totally correct.
Could have sworn that rat
Don't stress. He's that sack of rotten time. You ought to enjoy this story like you can.
Come now. No need to disturb the All-Mother with this little trifle. I'll tell you what I know, and it happens to be quite a lot. It's in a locked chest in the cellar below this very tavern. The key to the chest is yours, but I beg you not to reveal my treachery. I've grown rather attached to my eyelids after all.
Shut in a bloody squiggle
trying to blow us to bits. Well, we've got the key in any case. Now to return it to one worthy party or other.
Or have a look at that armory ourselves. I'll bet these soldiers keep a fine collection of equipment.
What can I do you for? What? You opened the chest and you said... That is, you must have found the key, no?
Freshen this.
Of course, oh mother, of course.
We might have done the same in his shoes, the poor soul.
The events here in Hunt...
The events in this village, yeah, the events in this village. Yeah. Now there's a man apart from the rest, even among their kind. He's a strange, always muttering beneath his sour breath he is, but arguing some point of his left hands against the better sense of the right. I tell you, someone like that's twice as terrifying as one of these big that I am. But I'll tell you, I never served a lot quite like these Goliaths. They drink like elephants and pay like... Well, they don't. Each glass brings us closer to the last of the whiskey, though. My bowels shrink when I think what'll happen when we get to the bottom of the last barrel. We've already exhausted the tavern supply, but I've been pilfering. Now, that was a man dedicated to fine liquor. Knew all there was.
You've got to the count of one to kneel before me. Freshen this.
Of course, oh mother, of course.
Oh, Eddie Frying. Naughty dog. Ought I call you all father now? Better quit that blasphemy before she hears you.
Pigskin, quit your idling. The all-mother
Of course, it'll be for a moment.
Only thing smaller than a human's body is useless love.
Все, давайте на этом закончим. Столько персонажей новых, столько заданий. Этот ключ, чтобы подделать, еще виски надо ему сделать. В общем, на целую следующую серию опять будем заниматься этими всякими заданиями. Я так чувствую. Ну, хоть малыша монстра убили. Все, всем спасибо, всем пока, увидимся в следующей серии.